Hey, good morning. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. I hope you're doing well today. It is, I don't know what day it is, Wednesday. It's Wednesday, 5:35 a.m. This is episode 177 of the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. And here we talk about Agile in a practical and tactical sense to help you get home to your family and friends to do the things you like to do. And I was listening to a video, business guy, got a lot of money, makes some billions of dollars. And one thing he talks about different types of income, right? And he talks about earned income. And he says how all your friends and everybody can tell you, well, you work overtime, you can work more hours, and that way you get more income coming in. And his philosophy from rich people, they say, well, you don't really do that. You want to make more money for the hours you spend, not work more hours to get more money. So you want to hire them, not lumber. And I find it interesting in our industry, kind of why I started this show and what we talk about and how I coach people is that, if you get paid for, I should do the analysis. Anyway, maybe we'll hit that today and I'll change the topic. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about how many hours you spend and why we do the show a little bit. I'm also going to talk about why I have the brush, because I have the little brush because sometimes Agile coaches, Scrum Masters, you're like door-to-door brush salespeople. You're going to get a lot of no's. And it's kind of funny. We did a how to say no, what to do, how to handle no. And now I'm going to get more into how do you as a Scrum Master or an Agile coach work with no's, because you're going to get a lot of them in the transformation environment. Again, I get them every day. So it's just how you do it. And you have to have a little bit of a door-to-door salesperson mentality in order to do transformation. Sometimes you're great and you're in an organization, everybody's hungry for it and they want it, but there's a lot of people in the organization that aren't that hungry, right? So we started talking about that, and I just want to write this down. So I want to talk about the money, right? Talk about the money. So I got my whiteboard. Oh, and by the way, maybe I'll talk about tomorrow. I'll talk about that tomorrow. So, because I'm already into the topic. So we're going to talk about the money part and the hours and why we do this show. And then we're going to talk about the door-to-door sales part. Okay? That's what we're going to do today. Keep an intro short. It's Tuesday. I had a whole day of PI yesterday. PI planning. And another day of it today. It was interesting. And there was comments about that too. Anyway, so we do the show, right? We talk about getting home to your family and friends. And I was listening to that podcast, and I'll add it. I have to look on my phone which one it was. I should write this stuff down, right? You'd think. Got my phone. I figure who I was listening to yesterday, because it was nice. No thanks. Anyway, so he was basically talking about, which I agree. It was like, you can work overtime and make more money, but what I see in our industry, Dan Lok. Dan Lok. Dan Lok. So he talks about it. So I listen to different people, right? See what's going on and how they say. But here's my philosophy when I coach. So, right, you work. So pay is based on 40 hours a week. It's not on 60 and 80. So if you're doing 40 hours per week, and I'm going to just use a simple number, and I'm going to say you get paid $50K a year, okay? Or you can say it's $50 an hour. I don't care. Or 50 per hour, right? Okay, so 50K or $50. Either number works. And you normally work 60 hours per week, right? Probably choose a bit easier number, but we're going to go with it. 60 hours a week. That is actually 150% over It's 150% over is probably bad for the thing. Over the 40 hours a week, right? So if you're working an extra, so if we, and then if you did 80 hours a week, that would be 200%, right? Right. So if you're getting to the 60%, you're giving the company an extra 50% of their time, right? Right. You getting 50% more money? No, right? Do you think this is smart? Do you think, and it's like totally opposite of what this guy's saying. See, this guy's saying for your 40 hours, instead of getting $50 an hour, your next gig should be 60K for that same, or let's say $60 an hour for the same 40 hours of work. However, in our industry, the way we work, and this is why I coach the way I coach, we're actually working less, and actually you're not making 50K anymore. If you talk about how the rich guy gets their money, you're making a lot less than 50K. In fact, if we do the math, shoot, I don't know. Let's change it up. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm drawing on the whiteboard, and I'm just kind of doing this, and I'm just going on the fly how to go, because I was just thinking about this, because I thought about it the other day. So let's say this is 40 hours. I'm going to say it's 40K, just to make my math easy. 40,000. Okay. So now you're doing 60K. So you're really making 20K. Is that right? So in reality, you're making like 20,000 a year, because you're working 50%. So you just cut your paycheck in half for the number of hours you give your company, which is the exact opposite of what Dan Lok says in his video. You want to make more money in the 40 hours, not less money. That's wrong, right? So what we're trying to do in the show is how to use Scrum and Agile to get your work done that's taking you 60 hours to get it done in 40, right? When you're working these 60 hours to get your achievement, you're not making more money. You're not really working smart. You're not working like a rich person would think, right? So that is wrong. You're getting paid less money. You put all these extra hours, you're not making more money with that time. You're in fact making less income into your personal wealth, right? So that's kind of why we do the show and how I coach people. Does it make sense for the same $40,000 to work more hours, so you're really making less per hour, right? So if you did it, so I'm gonna just do the math real quick, because I get my phone out. Sorry about that, everybody. But I think it's important that everybody understands, right? This is where you really need to think about what you're doing. Of course, my son messes up my phone. So let's say I got $40,000, and I'm going to divide by 40 hours. That's 1,000. It's like $1,000 an hour, right? Now that's a year, but let's use the number of 1,000. So for every hour is 1,000. So if I'm getting, let's do it this way. Let's say I'm getting paid $50 an hour. Let's do the math right. $50 an hour. Okay, this is a contractor rate. $50 an hour, and I'm gonna do times 40 hours. Right. So I'm gonna clear it. I'm gonna do 50 times 40, and it's just a number. So it's like, so you get $2,000 in a week. Right. That'll be your pay. $2,000 per week. So now I'm going to do the same $2,000, and instead of 40 hours, I'm going to do 60 hours. All right. So I'm going to do 60 hours instead. I'm going to do 60. This is 40 hours in a week. Hours per week. Tells me I'm gonna get $22,000, right? That's what the number says. Okay. So I'm gonna get $2,000. So if I divide that 2,000 by 60 hours, what's your hourly rate? Right? If I do 2,000 divided by 60 equals, you're actually getting paid $33 an hour. So this is your real rate. You thought you're getting paid $50 an hour, but because you're working 60 hours a week, you're actually only making $33 an hour. That's why I had to do the math, because I was like, yeah, it wasn't going as simple as I thought. So you go from 50 to 33, right? Which is not quite 50%, but you see the math. So you do the numbers. And then what got me in his video, and I don't know why I just started this, but I did it in him because I want to talk about why we do it. You're getting paid less money. And in the rich person's mentality is you want to make more money per the 40 hours you work, not less money. So by you working 60 hours, you're losing a bunch of hours and a bunch of dollars that you'd be making elsewhere. Like, at least in overtime, they pay you for those hours. But when you're a salaried in person and you're not making overtime, you don't make money for that extra time. They're actually getting you for cheaper, by the way. So you need to think about that, right? I mean, it's okay to do a couple hours to make up for things because you really like to do what you do. But you don't do it every day. You don't do it every week. You don't do it all year long. But what I see is a lot of people do, right? You're not making as much money as you think you are. And in the rich person's thing he's talking about is really interesting. Well, they say you can work overtime, but that's not how rich people think. They say because it's the same amount of dollars you're earning for the same number of hours. You want to make more dollars for the same amount of hours, not work more hours. So you want to go up to $60 an hour and make more revenue. That's how you make money. But that's also your value of your life. So is you're making less money per hour. Do you take that extra 20 hours you have a week? It's a lot of time. Go hang out with your kids, hang out with your family, build a business, do some stuff, teach some things, learn some stuff, take a class, so that the next year you can get more money per hour. Just saying. So that's why we're doing this course. Not course, but that's why we do the show. That's how I coach people, right? And that's not to regret it or to be negative about it, but it's to help you grow, right? So I wanted to do the math on that one. I wanted to share it with you because so many people don't get it. And that's one of the techniques I use for coaching to encourage them to work more agile because they're really not making more money. And I can go to another topic I had with somebody the other day. So I talked about that. The other topic I want to talk about is the brush person, right? The salesperson. What was it? The filler brush salesman that used to go door to door. So agile coaches and scrum masters all the time get no. I just created a dashboard the other day. I mean, it's classic. And I get ready for PI planning and shared it with one of my teammates. And the first answer was, I don't need that. And I'm like, yes, you do, but you just don't know why. So I had to show them how, like so many people just send an email. Here's an email. Go do it. Email. I can't talk in the morning. An email. Do it this way. A lot of times you're going to get a no, right? You have to be like this door-to-door salesperson, which what I was in my youth. I actually sold perfume per se. So I know about no's. I used to get hundreds of no's, and it doesn't bother me. You have to go demonstrate and show them how some value that'll work. Actually grab their time somehow and show them how it would be beneficial. Once I showed them one thing. They were getting ready for PI planning. The data in the system was kind of off. And they had a new requirement, and he's like, God, how am I going to do this? I'm going to do all this work. And I said, do you want me to show you how to do it in 20 seconds? He's like, yeah. So I took the dashboard I gave him to him. There was one little widget in it that showed him all his discrepancies for the data. And then I said, see this data? Click this button, pulls it up, do a bulk change, boom. Less than 20 seconds. He updated all things so he met compliance. And he's like, wow, this is really useful. So when you build it and you talk to them, you have to have a conversation. What's going on? How you doing? You ready for this? What's up? That's how you handle those no's. You got a demo to work for them, and you can't just necessarily do a WebEx webinar demo. Sometimes you have to go to their desk and you have to individually go coach them. This is why when I thought when they ask you to coach like 20 teams, you can't coach 20 teams. It ain't gonna happen, right? So anyway, so when you get those no's, right, you have to do multiple layers of stuff. You have to go see them again. They said, "Out, you get it. You're not hearing from them. You go see them. Why don't need this? Well, let me show you the software. Try to free up some time and maybe fix a problem they have. Right? Show them how one little piece of that activity can help them solve a problem they have. That may open the window to seeing it. And if you don't engage on a regular basis that way, you're not going to be able to get to coach them because they're going to shut down again and go back to their old ways. A lot of people are like that. They like the easy way out. Just like it's doing the revenue, right? It's easier just to do the 60 hours than it is to figure out how to do it better in 40 hours and make the money. Work smarter, right? Maybe everybody on this show should listen to Dan Lok's. I should reference. I'm gonna put a link to his video and mine, the one I saw about making money, get paid more per hour, not less per hour like most people do. And we're way over time. I'm at the 17-minute mark today, but I wanted to share that with you. Probably when I do the impromptu. See, this is where facilitation comes in play and me carrying on. Facilitating properly, you'll make your time limits. Facilitating not properly, you won't make your time box. I just proved a point. Anyway, hey, happy scrumming. Please like and subscribe to the show. I got a bunch of people subscribed the other day. It was great going through all my LinkedIn connections. And you know what? You have a great day. Happy scrumming. Keep up the good work. Don't take a no. So we're on a no kick lately. So don't take the no. Work on it. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about leadership and transitioning. So kind of talks about what we did today. Going to carry into tomorrow. And when we talk about that 60 hours a week, right? What happens with that? So with that, take care. Ring the little bell and subscribe. See ya. Have a great day. Bye.